All right, the first vocabulary word that we're going to talk about is an expression. An expression is a mathematical statement. It could be as simple as a number. It could have a number and an operation. It could even have a variable in it. Those are all examples of expressions. 8 is an expression. 2m is an expression. 5 divided by 3 plus n is an expression. It becomes an equation when two expressions are equal to each other. So equations are when you have one expression and it equals another expression. That's now an equation. A way to tell that it's an equation is because it has an equal sign. So 3m equals 12 would be an equation. Variables are unknown letters. So if you don't know what a value is, you can use a variable, which is usually a letter of the alphabet. So 5m, the variable would be m, because we don't know what m is yet. We can also use variables in place of numbers that are changing, so we can use a letter instead. You can use any letter of the alphabet you want. There are certain letters that we probably stay away from. I would avoid the letter O because it can look like the number 0. Sometimes if I use the letter L, I'll do it in handwriting, so it looks like an L instead of a 1. Now we're going to talk about constants. Constants are numbers that stay the same. They never change. So it's the piece of the expression or the equation that is unchanging. In the example I have here, the constant would be plus 5 because this piece would change depending on what m is. So it's not constant. It is not staying the same. But whatever this is, you're always going to add 5 after. So that add 5 is staying the same. It is staying constant. In this example, the constant is 7 because the 7 is always staying the same. This is the piece that could change. Constants are the values that are added or subtracted. Numerical coefficient. Numerical means number. Coefficient means goes with. Co means to go with. Numerical coefficient. So the number that goes with the variable. So 7n, the number that's going with the variable is 7. So the numerical coefficient is 7. Here, the numerical coefficient is -3. No. The numerical coefficient multiplies the variable. You can think of it as how many of the variables do I have. So the numerical coefficient there is 8. I have 8 y's. And the last term that I'm going to talk to you about is distributive property. Distributive property is when you distribute a number into a set of brackets. So here I can use distributive property. What I mean is that I'm going to take 3 of everything in that bracket. So I'm going to repeat that bracket 3 times. So I could do it as 2 plus n, which is the bracket, 3 times. But instead of writing that out that way, it's much faster if I use multiplication. So everything in that bracket has to be multiplied by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times n is 3n. So it's the same thing as writing it out, it's just faster to do it that way. I'm going to show you one more time. So everything in the bracket needs to be multiplied by 4. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. 4 times b is 4b.